This is the second part of a Level 2 Functional Skills Maths paper from AQA. In this part, you can use a calculator. We'll have a look at the questions one by one. Here is the first question. A set of numbers is 4, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9. Circle the mode. So mode is the most common number, the number that occurs mostly. And as we can see, 6 appears twice, 8 appears 3 times, so 8 is the mode. Work out 9.386 add 20.904 all over 2.5. Give your answer as a decimal. So adding these two numbers first, we get 30.29, and we're going to divide this by 2.5 using a calculator, which gives us 12.116. The probability of event A happening is 0.15. Work out the probability of event A not happening. So there are only two possibilities. Event A happens or doesn't happen. So happening and not happening makes 100%, or 1 as a probability, because probability commonly is written in decimal form, so that makes 1. So 1 take away 0.15 should give us the probability of event A not happening, which is equal to 0.85. Circle the calculation that increases £260 by 17%. So this option and this don't work because it means adding the amount with a percentage written as a decimal, so they don't add up. This one here, 260 times 0.17, will work out what is 17% of 260. It will not give the increase, so the increase should include the 260 as well. That's why it's this option here, because it is 1 add 0.17. So it includes 260 and also the 17% increase to give us the total. Write in digits 403,720. So 403,720. So 403,720. Work out 5 3/4, take away 1 1/8. I'll work with the whole numbers first, so I'm going to go 5 take away 1 gives us 4. Now 3/4 take away 1/8. So if I show here 3/4, and I want to take 1/8 out of this, so I'm gonna show 1/8 as well. So 1/8 would be one of these slices. I need to convert these into eighths as well, so we can easily take away. So how many eighths are there now? There are 8 eighths in total, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths make 3/4. I'm going to take away 1/8. So that leaves us with just 5/8. We also have the 4 here, so we're going to go 4 5/8. You could have also converted these into fractions, so mixed numbers into fractions, and then take away. That's possible as well. A circle of radius 5.2 centimeters is inside a circle with radius 8.3 centimeters. Work out the shaded area. So we'll work out the area of the bigger circle and then take away the area of the smaller circle. That works out the shaded area. So the area of a circle is worked out with the formula pi r squared. So area of the big circle is equal to pi times 8.3 squared. I'm going to use pi equals 3.142 times 8.3 squared is equal to 68.89. And when we multiply them, we get 216.45238. Now we'll work out the area of the small circle. So pi times 5.2 squared. So that is 3.142 times 27.04. You could have used pi equals 3.14 as well, and that should be fine. So multiplying them too, we get 84.95968. Now you could work with the full numbers like this, but I'm just going to round them to 2 decimal places and it should be absolutely fine. So 216.45 take away 84.96, and this gives us 131.49. centimeters squared. Each of the 4 cubes in this L shape has side length 1 centimeter. On this centimeter grid, draw a plan view of the L shape. So the plan view is the view from the top, and what I can see from the top is this square here, and then another 2 squares. So there is one of them, and then another one next to it, and another one. So 3 in a row. We need to make sure we include these internal lines, even if we draw them by hand, because on paper you're going to use a ruler and pencil to draw them. Work out the percentage decrease from 5,200 to 4,108. So first of all, we need to work out what's the difference. So 5,200 take away 4,108, it gives us 1,092. So that 1,092 out of or divided by the original value, which is what you started with. So that is 5,200, not 4,108. So by dividing them, we get 0.21, which is 21%, which is the same as if you had this amount of money, it would have been 21%. 21 pence, 21%. Playground. Levy works for a company that designs and builds playgrounds. Here is a sketch of the plan for a new playground. Work out the area of the playground. So it's a compound shape. We're going to have to split it into different shapes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split it here. So we've got this massive area, which is 11 by 20 meters, which is 220. And then we get this area here of the rectangle, 7 by 5, which is 35. And finally, we have the triangle, which is worked out by multiplying 5 by 7 and dividing it by 2. So 7 times 5 divided by 2. 35 divided by 2 gives us 17.5. So we'll add them all together. 220, 35, add 17.5 gives us 272.5 squared meters. The surface of the playground will be covered with rubber chips and resin. Levy uses 14 kilograms of rubber chips per square meter. He also uses resin in the ratio mass of rubber chips to mass of resin equals 5:1, or is 5:1. The resin is supplied in 25 kilogram tubs. How many tubs does Levy need? So the area of the playground was 272.5. "14 kilograms of rubber chips per square meter." So we're going to multiply this by 14, which gives us 3,815 kilograms. So we know the mass of rubber chips. We now need to work out the mass of the resin. We're going to use the ratio. So if the ratio is 5:1, and we are using 3,815 kilograms of rubber chips, then need to work out the mass of the resin. So to get from 5 to 3,815, what do we multiply by? So I'm going to work that out by going 3,815 divided by 5, which is 763. So we do the same on the other side, multiplying by 763. So 1 times 763 is 763 kilograms. So now the resin is supplied in 25 kilogram tubs. How many tubs does Levy need? So 763 kilograms of resin divided by 25 gives us 30.5 2 tubs. Now, of course, we can't round down. We always round up when it comes to purchases. So it's going to be 31 tubs. The table below shows the items needed for the playground. The playground is drawn to a scale of 1 to 200 on a centimeter grid. On the grid, design a possible playground. So we need to include 1 climbing frame, 1 swing set, a sand pit, and 2 rockers. And we've got the space needed. So you can practice on this one and then put the answer on this one here. So we need to use the scale to work out the dimensions of these items here on the grid. So 1 to 200, so 200 times smaller than they are in reality. So we need to convert them to centimeters to help us with this, because we're going to use centimeters as a unit in our grid. And then we can easily divide by 200. So 6 meters by 6 meters. So that is 600 centimeters by 600 centimeters. Now, dividing this by 200 gives us 3. So 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters on the grid. Now we've got 10 meters by 4 meters. So multiply by 100 to get the centimeters. So 1000 centimeters by 400 centimeters. Again, we need to divide them by 200. So 1000 divided by 200 gives us 5 centimeters. 400 divided by 200 gives us 2 centimeters. So on the grid, the swing set will have these dimensions. Now, the sand pit. It says semicircle with a radius of 6 meters. So 6 meters, that is 600 centimeters, and dividing that by 200 will give us 3 centimeters. That's going to be the radius of it on the grid. And finally, 2 rockers, each 2 meters by 2 meters. So that is 200 centimeters by 200 centimeters. Dividing these by 200, each of them, we get 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So let's start with the climbing frame, 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. Because each of the squares has dimensions of 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So this would be a climbing frame. Let's do now the swing set, which is 5 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2. Now we'll do the 2 rockers 1 by 1, and finally the sandpit with a radius of 3 centimeters, a semicircle. Now we'll do the semicircle with a radius of 3 centimeters. Now all we have to do is label them. So climbing frame, swing set, sandpit, rockers. No information was given to us about the distance between the different items, so we could have kept any distance. Looking at the next question, fundraising. Padma is organising a fundraising event for a charity. The event will include a 3-course meal, a singer. Padma is working out how much to charge for a ticket to the event. The table shows the costs she expects to have. Hire of venue, £1,660, meal, £14.25 per person, fee for singer, £400, other costs, £350. Padma expects 230 people to attend the event. She wants to make a profit of at least £5,000 to give to the charity. Work out the smallest amount she should charge for a ticket. Give your answer to a suitable degree of accuracy. You must show your working. So, what is the total cost? We're going to add these all together. So, we've got 1,660. We're going to add 400. We're going to add 350. And this is the cost per person. So, that is 14.25 times 230. Which gives us 3,277.5. So we can add 3,277 to the other costs, which is 5,687.5. So we're going to add to that the £5,000. And that's going to give us £10,687.50. If we divide it by 230, we're going to get how much they should charge per person, the least amount, which is 46.4. So that is £46 and 40 pence. Padma wants to have a number of flyers printed to promote the event. She sees these adverts for two printing companies. North Printers flyers, 200 for £3.25, and Speedy Printers, 1,000 for £18. 12.5% discount on orders over £70. It would cost £97.50 to have the flyers printed at North Printers. How much would it cost to have the same number of flyers printed at Speedy Printers? So we don't know how many flyers. We're going to work it out because we know that the cost for them being printed at North Printers is £97.50. We're going to divide that by 3.25 or £3.25, which gives us 30. So 30 lots of it. And that means 30 lots of 200 flyers. So that is 6,000 flyers. So we're going to use this information now to work out the cost at Speedy Printers. So it's 6,000 of them, and it says 1,000 for £18. So that is 6 lots of 18, which is £108. Now there is a 12.5% discount on orders over £70, which is the case here. So 12.5 divided by 100 times 108 gives us £13.50 discount. So taking that away from 108 gives us £94.50. At the event, Padma sells 800 raffle tickets for £2 each. Altogether, the people on one table spend £110 on raffle tickets. Padma tells the people on the table, the probability that someone on this table wins the first prize is more than 5%. Is she correct? You must show your working. So let's work out how many tickets were sold on this table or were purchased by the people on this table. So if £110 were spent and one ticket costs £2, then 55 tickets were sold. So that is 55 tickets out of 800, gives us 0.06875. So if we multiply this by 100 to get the percentage, this is going to give us 6.875. So that is higher than 5%. So is she correct? Yes, she is. Eve and Stefan each take part in a quiz every week. They look at their scores in the first 12 weeks that the quiz takes place. Here is a summary of the data for Eve. The frequency table shows the data for Stefan. Stefan says, my scores were more consistent. Is he correct? Give a reason for your answer. You must show your working. Being more consistent means having a lower range. So if we have a look at them, range is 15 for Eve, and for Stefan that is highest is 43, lowest is 37. So we'll do 43, take away 37, gives us 6. So we're going to say yes, he's correct, because the range is lower. Eve says, on average, my scores were higher. Is she correct? Give a reason for your answer. You must show your working. So, going again back to the scores, we've got the mean for Eve, but we haven't got it for Stefan, so we're going to work it out. So there is the score, there is the frequency, so we're going to multiply. So this is 489 in total, and adding all of these is 12. So we'll do 489 divided by 12, and we'll compare it to 41.25. Which is 40.75. So now that is lower than Eve's. So is she correct? Yes, she is correct. In the next quiz, there are 2 multiple choice questions. Each question has 3 options to choose from. Stefan does not know the answer to the questions. He chooses at random an answer to each question. What is the probability that both his answers are correct? So as he doesn't know the answer, he might randomly get it right. The chances of him getting it right are 1/3, 1 out of the 3. Because only one of them would be correct. And also, chances of him getting it right second time, when we've got the second question, are again 1/3. So the question is, what's the probability that both of his answers are correct? So correct the first time and correct the second time, which means we've got the word and in there and we multiply. So 1/3 times 1/3 gives us 1/9. Candle company. Meyer runs a company that makes and sells candles. The mass of wax in grams needed to make a candle can be worked out using the formula W equals V times 100 take away F, all divided by 100, then multiplied by 0.83. W is the mass of wax in grams. V is the volume of the candle in cubic centimeters. F is the percentage of fragrance in the candle. The company makes a candle in the shape of a cylinder. The candle has radius 4 centimeters and the height 15 centimeters. The candle has 10% fragrance. Work out the mass of wax in kilograms required to make 2,500 of these candles. So to input into formula, we're going to need the volume of the candle, which we haven't got and we need to work out. So we've got here the shape of a cylinder, radius 4 centimeters and height 15 centimeters. So to work out the volume of a cylinder, we work out the area of the base, pi r squared, and then we multiply it with the height. So pi 3.142, and multiplying that by radius squared, so that is 4 squared, and then height is 15. Using a calculator we get 754.08, and that should be cubic centimeters. So now we can plug this into the formula to work out the mass. So the volume is 754.08, and we're going to multiply this by 100, take away F, which is the percentage of the fragrance, which is 10% in this case, and that's all divided by 100 multiplied by 0.83. So doing the working out within the brackets first, 100 take away 10 is 90, divided by 100 times 0.83. So rewriting this as 754.08 times 90 divided by 100, that is 0.9 times 0.83. Plugging this into the calculator gives us 563.29776, and that was W, the mass of wax in grams. So the question is to work out the mass of wax in kilograms required to make 2,500 of the candles. So I'm going to do 563.29776 times 2,500 gives us 1408244.4 grams. Now we need to convert this into kilograms, and we know that there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. So we'll divide this by 1,000 to get the kilograms. So 1,408,244.4 grams divided by 1,000, we get 1,408.244 kilograms. So we'll round it here to 1 decimal place. So 1,408.2 kilograms. The company sells large candles for £9.60 each, including 20% VAT. How much VAT is there on each large candle? So the £9.60 includes the 20% VAT. So it's the 100% amount and the 20% as well. So if I divide this by 120, it's going to give me just 1%. And then I can multiply that by 20 to give me just the VAT amount. Katie works for Maya. She has an annual income of £19,410. She has a personal allowance of £11,850. She pays 20% tax on the rest of her income. How much income tax should she pay in a year? So, from the 19,410, we take away 11,850, which is 7,560. So 20% of this, so 20 out of 100 times 7,560 gives us 1,512. So that's the amount that she pays. And this is the end of the paper.